Welcome to the very first portfolio reveal on Last Call Investor. Just a quick reminder before we dive into the numbers. I'm sharing my personal journey for entertainment purposes only, not giving financial advice. Let's dive right into the dashboard. As of the end of June, the portfolio is sitting at just over 198,000 Canadian dollars, and this already includes our June dividends and interest payments. Looking at the currency split, we have 177,000, while I currently hold 14,500 in US dollars. On the right side, you can see the breakdown of all current holdings, which we'll go through in a second, as well as our goal, reaching $1 million before the end of 2031. As you can see, this won't be an easy road, and the app's built-in projection module estimates we'll be short by about 235,000, based on monthly contributions of 5,000 and an expected return of 10%. That's why we're going to be more aggressive, and I'm hoping that when the market eventually has its big correction, it'll actually be the best opportunity for us to bend those numbers and that chart back in our favor and catch up. Moving over to the actual holdings. A massive chunk of the portfolio right now, over $84,000, is parked in Canadian GICs. That's a guaranteed investment certificate, basically Canada's version of a CD, where your money is locked in for a set term at a fixed rate. These are spread out over time and across different amounts. Some are maturing soon, others next year. These are 1-year, 3-year, and 5-year GICs. Another 25,000 is sitting in a high-interest savings account, or HISA, a regular savings account, just paying a higher interest rate. Money that was previously locked into GICs and is now parked there, waiting for a good opportunity. Next up are the ETFs. I'm holding 168 units of VDY, Vanguard's Canadian High Dividend Yield Index ETF, which pays out monthly. Then there's 300 units of iShares XEI, another monthly dividend payer, though its underlying holdings overlap by about 50% with VDY. I've also got 200 units of XEQT, providing broad global exposure with a quarterly distribution. The most, actually the only, painful position is TELUS, listed on the Canadian exchange where, even including dividends received, we're currently sitting at almost a 19% loss. It was bought in early February this year and has unfortunately been sliding hard since. As you can see, it was bought in 3 separate purchases at around $19 per share, and this whole page being red isn't exactly encouraging. I'll go into TELUS in more depth and how I see the company going forward in one of the upcoming videos. Rounding out the investments, we have Vanguard's VCN SETF. It's a very conservative, income-focused fund paying quarterly, and it's up roughly 5% so far. Finally, my USD HISA holds about $4,500. Looking at the overall account breakdown, almost 90% is tied to Canadian assets, with just over 10% in US dollars. Roughly $164,000, or 83% of the total portfolio value, is allocated across our core assets, while 17%, around $33,000, is pure cash that I plan to deploy in the coming days. The current sector and regional weightings don't have a massive impact on my strategy just yet. But taking a quick glance at the performance heat map, yeah, TELUS is definitely the glaring red square in the room. The app has plenty of other features and options that I'm not covering for the purposes of this project, but I might go into more detail on them in a future video. The Transactions page shows all completed activity, things like deposits, dividends, and interest. Our goal is $1 million. I don't use AI within this app, but of course AI will be helpful for our project, and I'll definitely show you how I use it. The next tab is Plugins, and one of the more useful ones is the Dividends Importer, which helps me automatically add all upcoming dividends. So that's the complete baseline. The entire portfolio laid bare on day one. I know this 2,000-day goal might seem completely detached from reality to some, but I'm committed to making it happen. I would love to have you along for the ride. I'd love to have you along for this journey. All comments and feedback are very welcome, and I'll do my best to respond to everyone. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and see you in the next episode, where we'll break down June's dividends and interest.